Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us this morning. Rob Bonta, California Attorney General. Pleased and proud to be here. We are here today to announce 32 felony charges against 22 suspects who we allege were engaged in organized retail crime, in commercial burglary, in conspiracy, and in grand theft. This was generally carried out, these criminal actions were carried out at cannabis dispensaries, usually after hours at night. It spanned a period of about 9 months. It spanned a geographical distance of 9 counties, 15 separate incidents. And we are here today in Santa Cruz County because approximately half of the incidents occurred right here in Santa Cruz County. The suspects who we allege stole the cannabis and cannabis-related products for retail, who stole the products, those products were valued at over $1 million. And among the products were about 1,000 pounds in cannabis plant. Those are the overall details. But I want to take a moment first and foremost to thank the law enforcement partners who we couldn't have done this work without. We are here because of partnership, because of collaboration, because of working together, because of teaming up, because of sharing intelligence and having a common mission. So I want to thank the Oakland Police Department, who are our co-leads in the investigation. I want to thank very much the Santa Cruz County Sheriff's Office, hosting us today, and who've just been an incredible partner in this operation. The Santa Cruz County District Attorney's Office has my great appreciation, as well as the California Highway Patrol. And it is because we work together, because we are a united front, that we're here today, able to announce these charges. I want to thank all of the law enforcement partners for your everyday efforts to provide the highest level of safety, of service, and security for communities throughout California. I also want to give a shout out to my team. I'm about to embarrass them because they don't do it for the recognition. But I want to recognize them. I want to thank them for their great work that has gotten us here today. Chief among them, our Chief Deputy Attorney General, Venus Johnson, who brought this case to DOJ, led the charge to ensure a thorough investigation that led us to our announcement of charges today. I also want to thank Deputy Attorneys General Haroon Khan and Jeremy Seymour, Supervising Deputy Attorney General Dorian Peters, as well as Senior Assistant Attorney General Jeanette Jerome, and Chief of the Division of Law Enforcement Stephen Woolery, and from our Special Operations Unit, Special Agent in Charge Joe Somanek. And let me just say something about our Special Operations Unit. We are often asked to come into investigations when there's been a snag or a wall that's been hit, and because of our sophisticated surveillance techniques and the operation that we're able to add value to, we are able to often get some really important organized criminal group takedowns. We've been involved up and down the state with takedowns of organized criminal groups involved in trafficking of guns, trafficking of drugs, including fentanyl, trafficking, unfortunately, very tragically, of human beings, and as well as organized retail crime, as we've seen here. So I'm very proud of this unit. The Special Operations Unit, led by our Special Agent in Charge, Joe Somanek, has once again delivered the goods here today and helped us bring this case to fruition. As California's Chief Law Enforcement Officer, I'm here to make sure our state remains the best place to live, to work, to do business, to raise a family. And that includes going after organized retail crime, as we are doing today, from investigation to arrest through to prosecution. Our message to those involved in these crimes is and has been unwavering. If you organize coordinated retail thefts, if you steal from our businesses and put people, our people, in harm's way, if you try to make an easy buck off of other people's hard work, we will come for you. The California Department of Justice, working with our law enforcement partners, will bring you to justice. We are fed up with organized retail crime. And as a result, we have been and will continue to crack down. And today is just the latest example. Again, we've charged 22 suspects with breaking into cannabis retail stores after hours. They've stole plants. They stole other products as well, like gummies and edibles, and they resold these items, often using social media to do so, also reselling in person. As I mentioned, all told, at least $1 million was stolen across 9 counties, almost 1,000 pounds of cannabis in total. We have a special authority as the California Department of Justice when criminal activity occurs over and across multiple counties to bring a single case in one county. And that's what we have done here, exercising that authority. Instead of bringing multiple cases in multiple counties, we've centralized it here in Santa Cruz County. Just to be clear, we are not talking about shoplifting a couple of packs of THC gummies. Far from it. We're talking about coordinated schemes, organized efforts that hurt our businesses and pose a threat to our communities, and that those organized criminal schemes deserve and require an organized response on the part of law enforcement, and that's what we have demonstrated here: organized collaboration, partnership in response. So we'll continue to investigate and prosecute organized retail crime until we put a stop to the criminal activity altogether. Across California, business owners and workers and families, they're rightfully worried about organized retail crime. And I and we hear them when they say it's one of their top concerns. Customers deserve to walk into a store without needing to worry or keep an eye on emergency exits. The workers deserve to clock in and out of their shifts safely, knowing they'll be safe. And business owners deserve to lock up their stores at the end of a day of hard work, without worrying that their products, while they're sleeping and resting for the next day of work, will be stolen and resold overnight. As AG, I'll continue to marshal the resources, the expertise, and intelligence of California DOJ to put a stop to these dangerous crimes. Organized retail crime won't be tolerated, not by businesses, not by law enforcement, not by me. Today we're making that abundantly clear, and I want to, again, I can't say it enough, I want to thank our law enforcement partners in this investigation. We wouldn't be here but for one another, working together, teaming up, and we couldn't have done it without you. We're proud to work with you. And before I open it up for questions, I want to first turn it over to Oakland Police Deputy Chief Frederick Chavis.
Thank you, Mr. Attorney General. Good morning, everyone. I'm Frederick Chavis. I'm the Deputy Chief of the Bureau of Investigations at the Oakland Police Department. So the Oakland Police Department formally initiated an investigation into marijuana dispensary, cultivation, burglaries, and large-scale human trafficking, marijuana trafficking in February of this year. The crimes spanned anywhere from mid-2023 to July of this year. The investigation led ceasefire investigators to believe that the subjects involved were also involved in group or gangs in the city of Oakland. We utilized technology, both at the Oakland Police Department and with the assistance of the Attorney General's Office and the California Department of Justice, to aid in the investigation. And we found that the group spanned multiple criminal street gangs within the city of Oakland, and that these crimes were multi-jurisdictional, spanning the entire length of California. Ceasefire investigators found that the group was involved in nearly 24 commercial burglaries with over 24 active criminal participants. We coordinated with local law enforcement in these various jurisdictions and contacted individual victims where appropriate to get a better understanding of the breadth of this criminal enterprise. OPD ceasefire investigators coordinated with local law enforcement agencies. They identified crimes having occurred in various counties to include Monterey, Solano, Kern, San Luis Obispo, Fresno, Merced, Sonoma, San Diego, and even right here in Santa Cruz County. The Oakland Police Department is grateful for the assistance that we've received from the California Department of Justice and the Attorney General's Office for taking on this matter and holding those responsible accountable for these crimes. We, as an agency, could not have done this work without the assistance of the local agencies involved, with a special thanks to Santa Cruz County. But the agencies at the ground level conducting the preliminary investigations is what helped assist in us identifying the individuals and understanding which group or gangs that they were associated with in the city of Oakland. This operation not only made the city of Oakland safe, but it made the entire state safe. And for that, I will conclude my remarks and turn it over to Sheriff Hart from Santa Cruz County.
Thank you, Chief Savories. Good morning, everybody. My name's Chris Clark. I'm the Undersheriff here at the Santa Cruz Sheriff's Office. And really what a great example this case is of the collaboration amongst a bunch of agencies. And that's the way it should be. You get cases like this, that collaboration, coordination is what the public should expect in terms of good law enforcement service and keeping our communities safe. And so for that, I wanted to say thank you, obviously, to A.G. Bonta and the support of all of his staff, the California Highway Patrol, Oakland PD, and just everybody else outside the county of Santa Cruz who really helped us put this case together. And I absolutely would be remiss if I didn't talk a little bit about our investigations team. We at the Sheriff's Office, and I'm fairly partial, we've got a great team of people, not the least of which is Detective Emma Ramponi. And so for those of you that don't know Detective Ramponi, she's a tireless investigator. And so this is just a small example of the work that she does day in and day out. And it's good. It's a combination of good old-fashioned police work, detective work, not giving up, and then focusing on forensics and the evidence and let that take you where it does. And so that is kind of what this case was about. And I just couldn't be more appreciative of Detective Ramponi's work, our investigations team, and everybody at the AG's office and Oakland PD and the California Highway Patrol. We're here to obviously serve the needs of our public, and in this case, I think the public should be really proud of the work done here. So with that, I'll turn it over to A.G. Bonta and open it up for questions. Thank you.
Thank you. And I just want to emphasize that final point. There are many men and women who don the badge and put on the uniform every day who we may never know, and the people who they make safer may never know them. And but today we're singing the praises of the unsung heroes and saying thank you for a job well done. I also just want to put an extra point of emphasis on different jurisdictions, different agencies working together. The people of the state want that. They deserve that. They want us to get out of our silos and work in coordination and collaboration and partnership, as we've done here, to deliver outcomes, to make communities and neighborhoods safer, as we've done here. So I just want to thank, again, everyone involved. We've made our communities safer, our counties safer, and California safer because of our collective work. And with that, happy to open it up for questions. Yes, sir.
Yeah, sure. I'm wondering if one of you can kind of cast some insight on how these guys were able to get away with this for so long. I mean, what we saw here in Santa Cruz was pretty brash. I mean, smashing a car into a marijuana dispensary. So how was this able to go on for well over a year?
I'd respectfully suggest that we held these individuals accountable fairly rapidly. The activity occurred generally in a 9-month to 12-month period, starting summer to fall of 2023 through July of 2024, this year, a month and a half ago. And so, of course, it takes time to pull the surveillance tapes and identify the individuals and get the search warrants and execute the warrants and the arrests. And most of the arrests were executed back in July. The supermajority of the individuals have already seen the inside of a courtroom. So all things considered, and I do want to recognize the brazenness of some of the crimes. This was good police work, done rapidly, in tandem, sharing across jurisdictions the information that we have, and identifying a single organized criminal group and being able to arrest them, bring charges, and hold them accountable. Yes?
Is this investigation still ongoing? According to the charging documents naming particular Santa Cruz County dispensaries, at least one of the dispensaries that was similar MO was not listed. So are there still possible additional sites that you're adding to?
Yeah, I mentioned that we have about 15 different incidents, different burglaries and organized retail crime sites. There could be more. There could be more across 9 counties. There could be more counties. So we believe that we have the core of the case, the defendants and the core of the incidents. But yes, there could be additional added as we learn more. There is an ongoing aspect to this investigation and charging decisions.
Have all been released on bail, or are some still held?
I think there were 2 held at one point. I think 1 held now. There were 22, again, suspects. I believe 14 saw the inside of a courtroom and had a judicial determination about a bail being set based on their individualized assessment. So there were quite a number were released on bail or bond. And then I think there are 6 other individuals that have not yet seen the inside of a courtroom. 1 is out of state. 1 is, I think, in prison. So with 22 folks, there's going to be a whole variety of different circumstances. But the supermajority have been arrested, have seen the inside of a courtroom, and will be held to account. We'll go here, then here.
From the 22 suspects, how many are from Santa Cruz County? Can you say the majority of them?
I think the majority are not. The majority are from Alameda County. And I, based on where the arrest warrants were executed, specifically the city of Oakland, as I understand it. I'll make that as a general statement with more specifics to come that we can share with you. But most of the arrests were executed in Alameda County. Yes, back here.
Thank you. I see a lot of photographs of pot products. Are there any weapons that have been seized in this?
Yes, we believe that there were some firearms. That we don't know that they had them in every incident, but in some of the incidents. And so we do have evidence of that. Don't let the photos be the comprehensive record of all things involved in the crimes. And so, of course, that led to additional urgency. We were worried that there could be someone doing inventory at night, or a security guard who might have an interaction with these individuals who were armed. And so, not just for the protection of property, but the safety of individuals, we had an urgency in executing these arrests and bringing these individuals to justice.
Thank you. Also, on that note, has there been any injuries or fatalities in any of these? I noticed one incident that happened in Watsonville where it involved a 100-mile-an-hour chase all the way to Hayward with spike strips and what have you. That's potential for big disaster, right?
No deaths that I'm aware of. Injuries, not. I don't believe so, but
Okay.
I'll follow up if I'm in error.
Thank you.
Do you want to add anything? Is there any question? Feel free to jump. Okay. Sir.
What was the key information, evidence that led to the capture or identification of these suspects? And really, I guess what I'm asking is, what broke this case wide open for you guys?
I'll let my team members add. Yeah, come on.
So, thank you for that question. Again, highlighting the work of Deputy Rapino, but also some incredible work and coordination with Officer Schmarzo and Officer Kofer from the Oakland Police Department, combing through various open source media coupled with some surveillance video. And so they were able to identify the individuals, because we know that while these may have been retail theft or commercial burglars, we also know that the individuals that were involved in violent activities in the city of Oakland. And so kind of what broke the case was just, again, to A.G. Bontas, the coordination and collaboration. So understanding that there are these crimes that are occurring. Unfortunately, we had an officer that was killed December 29th of last year as a part of one of these dispensary burglaries, and so there had been our team had been looking at various dispensary burglaries throughout not only the region or our area, but also across the state, to see if there was any overlap, and we found that there was a nexus to Oakland criminals or individuals involved in crime.
If I just may follow up on it.
We don't have time, I'm sorry.
How does the new legislation
We're good, we're at time.
elevate these charges?
Good with questions, thank you.
Thank you.
Good job.